Hey, this is Zieben from netGameRadio, and we're speaking with Brian, lead singer of Shadows Fall. How are you doing, man?
Excellent, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. You guys are getting ready to get on tour, I hear.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we actually just finished 5 weeks with Five Finger Death Punch, OTEP, and this band 2 Cents, and have 3 days at home to kind of rest for a minute, do our laundry, and repack, and then we're heading right to Europe, the UK, Russia, and then over to Australia. So it's definitely no rest for the wicked on this run.
So how long are you going to be on the road for that leg of the tour?
We'll get home sometime right before Christmas, and then a couple weeks off, and then another U.S. tour. But we plan on really touring with a few breaks straight until sometime late next year. You know, once the record's out, there's no excuse to stay home anymore. You know, might as well go play as many shows in as many places as we can.
And you got the new album Retribution out. That came out mid-September. How's that going for you guys?
Oh, it's great. It's our first release on our own label, Ever Black Industries, and kind of came about where we worked out a deal with Warner Music and just, you know, kind of had the backing of a major label, but get to kind of take back the control of the record by the band and make all the final decisions ourselves and just kind of find the right people to work with it. And it's been amazing. I think it's kind of a sign of the future, too. I think a lot of more bands that have been around for a while that can kind of work out a deal like this are going to be heading that way, you know. So it's really exciting to get the new album out and also know that it's like fully our record, you know. Like we own everything, and just it's just a good feeling when you know like everything just going back to the band, you know. So
was that part of the reason why you guys started your own label?
Definitely. Well, we were also lucky enough to kind of learn everything along the way, from self-releasing a record to doing the independent label to being on a major label, and just figured out everything that kind of worked for us, and realized that the strength of a big label is retail and getting into the stores and all that, but they may not necessarily know how to promote a band that's kind of like us. It's more like do-it-yourself style, and you know, from a smaller scene where it's all about playing shows and, you know, doing like peer-to-peer type of promotion, just talking to kids and hanging out, you know.
Yeah.
instead of just doing these huge budgets. So we were able to kind of refine the best of what they do with the best of what it is to be on like kind of an independent label, and just created the perfect situations for ourselves.
Yeah, you guys are lucky. Not many bands get to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's going to head that way as the industry is just kind of, you know, in a total state of change right now. So I think it's more bands are going to kind of take back control.
What are some of the standout tracks on this record for you?
My favorite right now is probably My Demise, which we're opening the shows with the last few tours. And to me, it just kind of shows you everything that's coming for the next 45 minutes on the record. You know, it shows you a little bit of everything that we're about. And I always like songs like that, you know, have those twists and turns, and, you know, more of the 7-minute epic, you know.
So you worked with Chris Harris on this. He was the producer?
Yeah, he's actually someone we've known for a very long time. He produced every album except for one, but that album he even mixed. So he's been involved with every record we've done since I joined the band. And he's just someone that knows the kind of bedrock of our sound better than anyone else. Just gets amazing tones and just easy to work with, and just gets the best out of us. But then we also did the vocals with a different producer, Michael Bisquette, known more as Elvis. It was great working with him because he kind of brought a new perspective. So we had, you know, someone who understood us really well and someone who was working with us for the first time. And I think that combination is what allowed us to kind of keep in sight what we do well, but also try some new things, you know. So
you guys are coming out to Australia in early December. You guys have been out here quite a few times now, haven't you?
Yeah, the last time we were over was for Soundwave, and before that we did a headlining tour, and we've always had an amazing time, so we're really looking forward to coming back and to doing it with Lamb of God, you know, a band we toured with a bunch and just had so many great shows with. It's perfect, you know. Combining these two bands together has been known to explode into a party tornado, so we'll have to keep an eye out on how things go. So it's going to be a good time regardless.
You're getting yourselves in a bit of trouble, hey?
Yeah, it's been known to happen in the past. We'll see, though. We've all grown up so much, you know.
Nice. So what do you guys get up to on your downtime?
You know, honestly, this summer while we were at home waiting to tour, I started just playing a ton of golf and skateboarding a ton again. So it was kind of a funny mix of things to do. But I got my golf game together. I was feeling it, you know. I'm the only dude out there with 4-foot-long dreads, so I got to, tie it all up so it doesn't get stuck in my backswing, you know.
That could be dangerous.
Yes, indeed. So it's always great getting the looks from the older dudes in the paisley pants, you know, just be like, what's up with these tattooed dudes? And we just come out and just crush them.
Awesome. So do you guys ever play your own Guitar Hero game?
I'm terrible at it. Like I trying to do all the fast stuff, forget about it. Like, but I've seen like YouTube video of like these like young kids just shredding it on expert, while like standing on their head and like, like doing a Rubik's Cube and stuff, So I don't get how they do it, but it's fun to watch. But for me, it almost is easier to learn the real guitar parts than do it on the plastic one. I just can't, I don't get the skills.
So how did you guys feel when you got asked to actually put a song on the Guitar Hero soundtrack?
Yeah, it was great, man, because especially it's turning on a whole younger generation, not only to metal, but just to rock music in general. And that can only be a good thing. When you see like some 9-year-old kid headbanging a Judas Priest on a video game, like that's just good for everybody.
And I was also noticing with your... with the Retribution album, you guys have got a deluxe edition that comes out with that? Yeah,
we did a few different versions, actually. We did, like, ones that just came with DVD and some bonus tracks, but then we went all the way with, like, a huge box set that comes with 2 different colored vinyl versions, a huge poster, laminates, the CD and DVD itself, and this awesome box. So we really, wanted to have a bunch of special versions of the release just to, for kids who wanted something a little bit beyond. And that's what's cool about metal fans is they still do buy CDs because they want to see the artwork, because they know the bands take that, just as seriously and try and, want to read the lyrics because, like, it seems like between a lot of the genres, metal's one of the few that still buys albums. And it's because I think the bands put together all these crazy releases, and all this. We have bonus guitar tracks and live footage and all kinds of stuff. You guys did a cover of Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon. What was the inspiration behind that one? Honestly, both Matt and John play in an 80s metal cover band called Cobra Kai, and they just rip a bunch of but not necessarily 80s pop metal. They do a lot of Maiden and Judas Priest and some Ozzy. So they were just messing around with it at practice one day, and we all just started jamming on it, and it was just so much fun, getting to sing those lyrics. I normally don't get to step into the fantasy land of being a werewolf, so it's always a good time. And it was my first baby to sing on a record, so that always feels good. Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for speaking with us today, and we all look forward to seeing you guys out here in December. Indeed, man. Thanks for spreading the word. We really appreciate it.